Hey, Nick McDonald here from High Growth Coach, and I want to talk to you today about these two lovely words: maximum profit. Maximum profit. Those two words together are like sweet, sweet music to my ears. Okay, that's what everybody wants. Now, the reason I want to talk to you about this is because what we find is that when the majority of business owners, right, certainly small business owners, go to get the job, or they're pricing their promotion or their offer, they're putting their kind of profit, they're putting their promotion together, they tend to focus on getting the sale, not necessarily on maximizing their profit. So many people give their grandmother away with, as part of the deal, unnecessarily. And that is not maximizing profit. That is just making sure that you've got work to do. Okay, so you are setting yourself up to get the sale, to get 100% of your sales conversions rather than profitability. So this is something to consider, right? So there's two, when you're putting your promotion together or when you're putting your offer together you take into the market, a lot of people, as I say, a lot of people they think in their mind, right, what I need to do is absolutely smash my competition out the water. So I'm going to offer huge guarantees, massive warranties. I'm going to be there, within 2 minutes. When you phone me, we'll be there within 2 minutes and all of that. So they're really stacking the benefits for the customer to get the customer to call them. And then what they find after being in business for a while is that can be difficult to live up to, right, or to deliver, they do that and then they're wishing that they hadn't done it. I had a customer who set up a maintenance agreement and it set it up, it was like $149. And a year later, he'd wished he'd done it at $249. But he'd sold, X amount for $100 a year less. And he didn't need to do that. He realized after being in business for a time and the value that he was offering was worth a load more, because basically almost 100% of people took him up on his offer. So there's a few things to discuss with this, just so I want to make sure that you get it. So you've got value. So when you're putting your promotion together or your offer together, right? You've got value, right? And then you've got margin or profit, right? You've got these two things to consider. Now, the more value you put in to the customer, right? Everybody stacks value high, 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 high. The more you do that, the lower, right, the less margin that you make. Okay, so I know that this is obvious, but that I want you to understand this as a principle, that you can stack value, but you don't necessarily need to give your grandmother away to get the same amount or slightly less conversion rates than you're currently getting at the minute. Because the more value you add, right, and value is good. Value is a good thing, right? Perceived value is even better, right? That's perceived value is perhaps for another video. But the more value that you add, the higher your risk and the lower your margin, and the more complex your delivery to implement to keep the customer happy, to deliver on the value you're promising, is a potential problem. So as you give your value up, your margin goes down. Now, what I want you to think about here is when you're doing this value margin thing, putting it together, I need you to just think about this one little phrase, right? We use this a lot and it turns lots of light bulbs on in business owners' heads. I'm going to give you this golden nugget away for free because I'm nice, right? It is this, 3 little words. Minimum effective dose. Minimum effective dose. What does that mean? So if you've got a headache and you take some pain relief, if you just take 1 or 2 tablets, that works for you, right? If you take a whole bottle of tablets, that's going to kill you. It's not going to do you any good. So if you don't take any tablets, you still get a headache, or it might eventually go off, go away on its own. So there is an optimum amount of tablets or of a dose that you need to take to help your headache go away. If you take 4 tablets, it just does the same as taking 2. but just damages your liver a bit more. So the minimum effective dose is, what is the minimum amount that I need to give away, the minimum amount of value that I need to give away to make sure that I'm still going to make the sale, so that I'm not having to give my grandmother away. You know, I'm not having to go in expecting to negotiate down by 20%, or that when I put my maintenance offer together, I'm going to say, oh, I'll give you 25% off all repairs if you go for my premium package, and I'll be there within 2 minutes and all of that. So minimum effective dose is a very, very important concept to think about when you are planning your promotion, when you're putting your offer together for your business. You know, so and also when you're thinking about your product range. Something else is, you know, we speak to customers, and they have, you know, we deal with every kind of system you could possibly get, and we've got loads of different add-ons and all of that. So when it comes to delivering a recommendation or getting your customer to make a choice, because you've given them such a wide choice, they then are confused, and then they can't make a decision, and therefore don't make a decision. Okay, so there's two ways that you can apply this. One is stop giving your grandmother away, and also two, really listen to what your customer's wanting and needing, so that you can minimize the amount of choices that they have, right? That's through asking them questions. And again, that is a topic for another video, right? So that you can make a clear recommendation, so that they've got your customers can make an easy choice. So minimum effective dose is a really important concept to have within your business. So you're simplifying choices, and also you're maximizing your conversion. So I just want to talk a little bit about this. What is the right amount? Okay, so let's just say this is your conversion rate. Okay, so down here is 0%. You're not converting anything, and up here is 100%. You're converting every single thing. Every time that you're in front of a customer, you're making a sale. Right down here, you're not making anything. So, and this would be, right, so this would be down here, this would be value, right, I should say. Let's have a look at this. So this would be value up here, right? So if you're only converting 10%, right, or 20%, let's just say you're converting 20%, right, here, the value that you are offering the customer is not enough, right? It's not enough, right? You might say if you're because remember, when value goes down, margin goes up. All right, okay. So you could be making only selling 20%, but making a massive margin, and you're good for that, and that's always good. Okay, so you're reducing the amount of people you're serving, but you're increasing the amount of profit that you're making. However, in the HVAC world, that's quite a tricky thing to do, because there's so much competition and people basically kind of know the price thereabouts, what they're expecting to pay. So 20%, guessingly, I would guess that you need to add more value. You don't necessarily need to reduce your price, but you need to be looking about how you can add more value so that you can convert more. If you're up here, right, and let's just say you're converting 100%, okay, so you're converting 100, let's just say 100%, or like 95%, you're up here, right, then the amount of value that you're adding is way too high. Having a 100% conversion rate is never a good thing, because what that means is you're giving too much away. And if everybody says yes please and they snap your hand off, that's because you're giving them an absolute bargain. It's a no-brainer, you know, ridiculous kind of offer. But to get that, how much value are you giving away? How much risk are you having to take? How much additional margin are you giving away to do that? So this is something to think about when you think about minimum effective dose, right? Because what you may find is the value that you're giving away here to get here, right, is that their threshold is here, but you're giving your margins like right up there. The value that you're giving away, right, is all this, like miles, just might go round and round and round and round and round. You're giving so much stuff away that you don't necessarily need to do. So the idea would be to start reducing the amount of value that you're giving and test it out. So you test that out until your percentage, your conversion percentage starts to fall. And then you get to, I don't know, 80 to 85%. If you can get to 80 to 85%, right, by reducing the amount of value that you're giving, and that might be that you put your prices up, that might be that you don't give everybody a 10-year parts and labour warranty, right? You might only need to give them a 5-year parts and labour warranty. That might be enough for people, but the 10-year parts and labour warranty is costing you $1. Right, and so you're throwing that in because you want to be the best, but you might not need it, right? So the market, I've talked about this before, let the market decide. So if you are 100 or 99, 95 to 99% or even 90% conversion rate, then really look carefully at what you're giving away. What is the value that you're giving away? And then reduce that value. So that's by either increasing your price or not giving so much away as far as accessories and add-ons and all of that, just to see how much, if you can drop to 80, 85%, that's probably your sweet spot. Because here's the thing, this extra 10% here, right, so you might be losing 10% of sales, so you're like minus 10% on sales, right, but the profit you're making on the 80%, so from here, right, your profit will be much higher. Okay, so you've got increased dollar on the fewer amount that you're selling. Now, this is, I'm not, you're going to say to me, no shit, Sherlock, what's my name, Captain Obvious. But so many times, and I really mean this, so many times we talk to people, they are literally giving their grandmother away. That's something that I talk about a lot. You're giving your grandmother away here. Why do you need to do that? And to a man, people either increase their price, lower what they're giving away, or do a combination of the two over time. And because you are, the people that we serve are relatively, they're not like huge corporations. They're relatively small businesses. They have agile pricing and they can test it. They can test their pricing and their offer on the same day to very quickly see what the market will stand and what they need to give away in order to make the sale. Because it's not about making the sale, right? It's not about making the sale. It's about making the sale profitably, right? Remember this, maximum profit, maximum profit. So if you can get to maximum profit and sell, right, without having to give everything away, then you're going to be in a sweet spot, right? So I'm giving you gold away here. This is the gold. I'm giving you gold so you can go out and get more bacon, right? That's what it's all about. So if you need some help with this is stuff that we do all the time. We help smaller businesses become way more profitable very quickly, right? Just by examining the way that they do business, right? And we can really help you get clear on that. So if you're watching this video, then just reach out to us. You can comment below. You can come to our website, highgrowthcoach.com. So we are available if you want some help understanding this and getting maximum profit in your business every single time. So this is Nick McDonald saying, keep smiling and no slacking. I'll talk to you very soon.